Good morning, Gnothi Seutan, love, peace, blessing, health, healing, all manner of abundance and well-being unto you. Something good is going to happen to you today. And today I want to talk about our consciousness as the interface, the human interface to the universe. And it's so cool to be able to grasp this concept. The ancients and all types of spiritual teachers over the ages have been explaining this in different ways, and just trying to get this point over to us because it's powerful. It's very, very powerful. And the point is that our consciousness actually is the interface, that the human interface for the manifestations, the manifesting power, the connection to creation, the creative power. That our consciousness is the interface to all of that. And there's been, different types of ways that this has been explained and gone over. One of them a little bit more recently has been the video screen. To imagine a video screen, and that whatever you project on this side of the screen, the creator, the creative force, the energy, the universe, source, sees it, and that's what is manifested for you in your life. And but the teaching also clearly says that and instructs that that's what our emotion does. Our emotion and our emotional expectancy is constantly sending out that message and sending it out. And but what happens is that for a great percentage of humanity, we don't know that, and our consciousness is overwhelmed by negativity. And when we're overwhelmed by negativity, it keeps us in fight or flight. It keeps us in survival mode. And so what we are constantly feeling is, fear of survival, fear of death, fear of loss, fear of the future. And, as a collective global consciousness, that's what manifests. And it can especially manifest very, very powerfully. Is it a huge coincidence that it usually manifests really powerfully, whenever we have an election year and other things? But anyway, so what happens is that, we have a global collective consciousness that's doing manifesting here on Mother Earth. And we see it, and it basically confirms what we've been fearing or what we've been afraid of. But on the other side of that coin, the other edge of that sword, is that when we recognize personally that it is our consciousness, that it is our expectancy, that it is our own feeling and emotion, our habitual feeling, our habitual emotional state that is manifesting our reality. And we're like, okay. And when we start to recognize our thoughts as an observer, when we have thoughts, if all of a sudden you're overcome, especially by something negative, something fearful, and you just kind of step back for a second, and you just observe that thought, you observe that feeling, and just observe it. And then when you do that, you recognize that that you are. Well, this guy let me out. Very nice. Thank you, brother. Bless you, and bless everybody. Yeah, not just people who would do nice things. But anyway, when you recognize that you have that ability, and that that you can create your own manifestations. We all already are. Our emotions, our thoughts, are already doing the creating, in our life, and the manifesting in our life. And of course, as soon as you say that, for some, the ego is going to jump up right away, because this what happens when you become the watcher and you start to watch and observe your thoughts, it we don't want to use real drastic words. We don't want to say anything negative, but the ego does not live anymore. And when we talk about the ego as your own worst enemy, your own personal enemy, your own personal opponent, that force that is preventing you from manifesting your desires, from manifesting your own authentic self, that's the definition of the ego. Again, it's not your character. It's actually really a false you. It's not really even you at all. It's the you that your surroundings and your circumstances and the people around you influenced you into being. And so what happens is when we become the watcher and we start to watch and just simply observe these thoughts and ideas and recognize that, hey, the real me is not those thoughts, it's not those ideas. And then you become aware, and awareness begins to develop. Consciousness, true connected to creation, the creative force, connected to source consciousness, starts to awaken in you. And this is what most traditions, most religions, most spiritual practices call enlightenment. And once that happens and we recognize, wow, my personal consciousness truly is the interface to the universe that manifests what I really choose through my heart's desire, not what is being chosen for me by the collective consciousness or by the influence around me. And so when you recognize that your consciousness, my consciousness, our collective consciousness is the interface to the universe, we can start making changes. And what happens so powerful is we start to see a change, and you'll start to see all different types of things bringing confirmation that this is exactly what's happening. You'll start to manifest things. Things will start to happen to you. A real powerful practice that Abraham Hicks teaches is segment intending. In other words, like as you're about to do something, like I'm driving right now. So what I do is before I start driving, I have an intention, a nice, kind, loving intention to peacefully, safely, securely, lovingly, prosperously have, just the best drive possible. And that in that drive, since it's the best drive possible, I'm not even going to see anything negative. I'm not going to see anybody else's accidents, anybody else's rudeness, anybody else's close calls, anybody else's road rage, because what I am doing is I am intending a peaceful, loving, happy drive for me to my destination. And so what happens, and then after I get there, I just quickly visualize a peaceful segment intention of whatever the next measure of time is going to be. And so what we do is we begin to practice using our interface, be able to practice using our conscious interface with the universe. And then we can start using it for all different areas of our life, for creating our own environment that enables us to just naturally live as our own authentic self. One cool meditation and connection to the tree of life in the Essene tradition is is holy work, and for us to experience. And the really cool thing about the Essene tradition of holy work is that it says that once you have discovered and are living and performing your holy work, you don't need any other blessings because they're all included. So that's pretty powerful, to recognize that when we're spending our time into that which is holy for us, or to that in which we are, that which makes us whole, that which we feel whole, And of course, doing something, doesn't give us wholeness. Wholeness is already inside. But when we're spending our days, and we're spending our time, and we're spending our waking hours, doing something that, is something that we love, something that we enjoy, something that, gives us fulfillment, and doesn't have any, any flavor, doesn't have any ingredient, any influence whatsoever of survival mode, fight or flight. That is living a very, very blessed life. And by beginning again to recognize that we are the watcher, start to watch our thoughts, watch our feelings, to observe them, and then to use that same watcher standing, when we recognize who we are as the watcher, we then, as the watcher, choose our thoughts, choose our feelings, start to feel what we want the next moment to be, how we want to feel the next moment, the next day, the next week, the next month, the next year. And that is how we use our connection, our conscious connection to the universal interface, to be able to manifest that which we desire. And of course, there's lots of, I think Star Trek is so powerful, with all of the different accesses that they have to the ship, and all the interfaces, all the computer connections. When we can get that visualization, one of the most powerful is the Star Trek Discovery series, where the character, I can't think if he's a lieutenant. I think it's Lieutenant Stamets, where he connects to the spore drive, and he has, he puts his hands, into a physical interface, and with that they're able to travel through the mycelial network. Very, very powerful, very, very ingenious creation, whoever came up with that. And so when we can have the visualization of an interface, of making a connection, Oral Roberts used to say, find a point of connection, just touch something, find a point of connection, to connect to your miracle, and to just physically, with your body, go through the motions of making a connection. It sends the signal powerfully through to our consciousness, and then our consciousness recognizes the connection, and we make that conscious connection and begin to be creators. We begin to create that which we desire, that which we want, that which we want to experience, and the life that we want to live. And in turn, heal the collective consciousness, because through our connection to it, and be able to bring that type of choice to people who didn't know it was there through our collective consciousness connection, and be able to restore our Mother Earth back to the original garden paradise that it originally was. Ganothi Seutan, love, peace, blessing, and wonderful, wonderful success in experiencing your own personal conscious connection. Something good is going to happen to you today. Shalom, Ganothi Seutan.